why you should be having more sex. Because frankly, and I won't name names, I'm disappointed in most of you. We're America. People think we're the best country in the world, but there's a problem. We need to rise up, take control of our lives, and do what's right. There's such a social taboo on sex, and I'm here to break it. So by the end of this speech, not only will you know all the benefits of having sex, but you'll be anxious to go out and do it.
Yeah, that's for her.
Heart health is a huge benefit to having sex regularly. Another health benefit of sex is lower blood pressure and overall stress reduction, according to researchers from Scotland who reported their findings in the journal Biological Psychology. They studied 24 women and 22 men who kept records of their sexual activity. Then the researchers subjected them to stressful situations such as public speaking and noted their blood pressure response to the stress. Those who had intercourse had better responses to stress than those who engaged in other sexual behaviors or abstained. So from now on, whoever doesn't seem nervous up here, I'm just going to assume you took my advice. Another study published in the same journal found that frequent intercourse was associated with lower diastolic blood pressure in women. While some older folks may worry that the effects expended during sex could cause a stroke, that's not so, according to researchers from England. In a study published in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health, science found that frequency of sex was not associated with stroke in the 914 men they found in the 20 years. And like Ripley's, believe it or not, the heart health benefits of sex don't end there. The researchers also found that having sex twice or more a week reduced the risk of fatal heart attack by half for the men, compared to those who had sex less than once a month. The researchers, based at New England Deaconess Hospital and Harvard Medical School, interviewed more than 1,700 heart attack patients for the purpose of identifying triggers of these events. Previous analyses of these data have explored the importance of anger and physical exertion as causes of heart attack. This new report focuses on the 858 patients who reported being sexually active in the year prior to the heart attack. The risk of a heart attack after sex was highest in patients who perform moderate exercises less than once a week, whereas sexual activity produced absolutely no increase in the risk. Who did that exercise at least twice or more per week. Frequent ejaculations, as in 5 or more per week, especially in 20-something men, may reduce the risk of prostate cancer later in life by up to 1/3. Which was found by Australian researchers reported in the British Journal of Urology International. Another study reported in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that frequent ejaculations, 21 or more a month, were linked to lower prostate cancer risk in older men as well, compared with less frequent ejaculations of 4 or 7 monthly. Now, because of the weather, some of you may be like, Liz, the health benefits are great and all, but I have a cold and no one wants to have sex with me. And what I would say is don't be so hard on yourself. That's just one more reason why you should be having sex. As you sit here sniffling, your body doesn't have much more to focus on than me, so it's fighting your cold. During the act of sex, your adrenaline and energy are focused elsewhere, leaving you room to breathe. Having sex once or twice a week has been linked with higher levels of the antibody called immunoglobulin A, or IgA, which can protect you from getting colds and other infections. Scientists at Wilkes University in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, took samples of saliva which contained the IgA from 112 college students who reported the frequency of sex they had. Those in the frequent group of once or twice a week had higher levels of the IgA than those in the other 3 groups, who either reported being abstinent, having sex less than once a week, or having it very often. And sex may be a pretty good germ fighter as well. Several years ago, German investigators reported that white blood cell counts went up in men after sexual activity, giving your body that extra internal dosage to fight off diseases. That's in keeping with other research suggesting that sex gives the immune system a boost. Several years ago, an Israeli neurologist published a case report about 2 male patients whose headache went away after sexual intercourse or orgasm. Cindy M. Neston, a PhD director of the Sexual Psychophysiology Laboratory in the University of Texas in Austin, and co-author of a book called Why Women Have Sex, says the surge of hormones released after an orgasm can help ease any annoying ache, whether it's a strained back or a head counter. A study conducted at the Headache Clinic in Southern Illinois University found that published in the Bulletin of Experimental Biology and Medicine, 48 volunteers who inhaled oxytocin vapor, also called the love hormone, and then had their fingers pricked, lowered their pain threshold by more than a half. As the hormone oxytocin surges, endorphins increase and pain declines. So if your headache, arthritis, pain, or PMS symptoms seem to improve after sex, you can thank those higher oxytocin levels. Now I know I may still have some critics out there who may not be completely comfortable with their bodies, but again, I'm here to tell you that you won't find a more enjoyable way to boost your self-esteem and exercise than having sex. Orgasms, minute for minute, create the same exercise workload as walking at a pace of 3 miles per hour. The cardiovascular demands of sex have been compared to walking up 2 flights of stairs for every minute. Even if sex isn't the greatest aerobic exercise itself may make for better sex. Several studies have shown that moderate exercise increases genital response to erotic stimuli in women. And get this, 30 minutes of sex burns 85 calories or more. It may not sound like much, but it adds up. 42 half-hour sessions will burn 3,570 calories, more than enough to lose 1 pound. So doubling up, you can drop that pound in 21 hour-long sessions, says Penny Britton, PhD, a Los Angeles sexologist and president of the American Association of Sexuality Educators and Therapists. Boosting self-esteem was one of 237 reasons people have sex, collected by the University of Texas researchers and published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior. That finding makes sense to Gina Ogden, PhD, a sex therapist and marriage and family therapist in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Although she finds that those who already have self-esteem say they sometimes have sex to feel even better. One of the reasons people say they have sex is to feel good about themselves, she says. And overall, sex just makes everyone happy. There's nothing better than knowing your dopamine levels are abundant and high. There's a large literature that shows that a variety of rewarding events elevate the levels of dopamine and pleasure pathways of the brain. There are 3 major systems that are rich in dopamine fibers. Of the 3, the pathway that has received the most attention from investigators of reward systems is the mesolimbic pathway. At one time, it was believed that the nucleus constituted reward central, and any events or substances that increase dopamine activity in this region serve as rewards. It is now known that other pathways and neurotransmitters are involved in defining reward properties, but the scientific community still maintains that elevated levels of dopamine in the nucleus contribute prominently to the rewarding effects associated with a variety of motivational processes, including sex drive. To sum up one of the most enjoyable speeches you've ever heard, I'd like to remind you that sex promotes heart health, reduces and relieves pain, gives you an ego boost, is a good source of exercise, and releases copious amounts of dopamine. But most importantly, I'd like to remind you that no matter how silly all of this may sound, I do encourage all of you to think strongly about having sex, but safely. You can find condoms at any local grocery or drugstore, and if you're lucky enough to have insurance, I strongly suggest any form of the pill. So take what I gave you and run with it, and improve your sex life, just do it. But don't just listen to me, listen to